Hey, Steve Zook here. Welcome back to Pokesoo channel on YouTube or Reverb or Craigslist or wherever you might be seeing this. Hey, this is a jazz bass made in Mexico. Very, very high quality. A lot of people don't realize how high quality the made in Mexico stuff is. I just recently sold an older Strat made in Mexico and it was unreal. Wasn't that nuts about letting it go, but the guy that bought it was really cool. Really enjoyed meeting him. This thing looks, looks new to me. It looks like it's barely been played. And I've been playing bass a long time. I'm actually a pretty good bass player, but I almost had to become one because it's hard to find great bass players to help me with my music. But I've never had a fretless. This is my first fretless, and I gotta tell you, man, I kind of see what the magic is. I mean, I've always been into Jaco Pastorius. I don't like flat wound strings. I don't know if he used flat wounds, but this has flat wounds on it. But the glissandos and slides and the way you can get vibrato to bring out the tone and kind of bring out that kind of almost like a woody upright bass meets an electric bass sound. There's something really cool about these. If you've never owned a fretless, man, they're fun. And you just need to put your fingers on the lines to get good intonation. But the vibrato you can get, and the slides, the glissandos you can get, really cool. And I'm just using a solid state guitar amp, by the way. But yeah, you can hear the that vibrato you can get. I can see why Jaco took the frets out of his bass, because in fact, I just sold a really nice bass, but I like frets, but man, there's something, when you get rid of the frets, it seems like it puts more wood into the note and you just get a really beautiful tone. So I can see what the magic is about. You can sell, but when you hear that vibrato, you just gotta be a little more careful. But you can hear that now, everything. Like if you're into recording and stuff, this is gonna add a whole nother dimension to your music. Even if you're not a great bass player, just getting this even real slow, adding good vibrato. You can hear that vibrato. It's cool because I'm 67. I've never had a fretless bass, but I dialed this in quite a bit. I adjusted the neck and just did some minor adjustments to the neck and the bridge, and I've got it playing pretty damn good right now. I'm kind of proud of myself. But yeah, you get that kind of more of a woody tone, and with a big, and this has got some weight to it, and with a big body like this, like the jazz basses have, you get some nice extra woody resonance and tone. And like I said, I think a lot of people don't realize how good the made in Mexico stuff is. If you can find a good made in Mexico Strat or jazz bass or precision or tele or whatever, there's a lot of quality there, man. I think this one's made in '98. You can see the serial number probably, but yeah, this like I said, this thing's barely been played. It looks new to me. It's got a nice hard case. I think the case is a Yamaha case, but this is really, I'm not crazy about selling this, but I'm always buying guitars, and I have an improvisational kind of jazz guitar course called the Guitar Ladder System, and so I'm always buying arch tops. I don't make much money with all this, but But I bought a package deal from a guy. I got a couple nice arch tops in this, and I'd love to keep this bass because I'm already falling in love with it. You can hear it even just on one note, you know. There's a certain growly sound, especially with the rosewood fretboard. This is actually one of the only first or second times I've ever played a fretless bass. I can see what the magic is, because you just get. I mean, if you're a songwriter too, just getting some of those kind of lines that you're playing, as opposed to just, you know, you type bass approach, right? Yeah, this is really cool, man. And I'm almost hoping I get to, you know, it hangs around for a while. Maybe I can use it for some recording before I sell it. But you know, it's almost like great effects or a great lexicon reverb or a great piece of outboard gear or a great preamp. I mean, a fretless bass adds a whole new dimension to your music, and those glissandos and vibrato. You can't get this kind of a tone out of a fretted bass. It doesn't do it. I think the metal gets in the way of a complete waveform of woody note, you know. So the woodiness and the vibrato and the fretless, I now get it. Yeah, it's a woodiness of tone that you don't get. You just don't get that from the fret. I think that the metal. I mean, metal. You know, fretted basses sound great, but that's why there's, you know, so many different kinds of musical instruments. Everything has its own magic. But yeah, if you've never owned a fretless bass, man, there's something to get to know. They're really cool. And it's not that hard to play. You have to just be on the. There's a little fake fret there. It's just an inlay in the wood or something. But yeah, if you're a songwriter or you do a lot of instrumental music or whatever you do, a fretless bass can add a whole nother vibe and dimension, kind of a mystical, woody thing, kind of like a combination of an electric bass and an upright bass. I'm pretty impressed. It's a sustain too. It's not just the woody tone, but yeah, this is really cool. I mean, it's, like I said, beautiful condition. I don't think the guy I got this, it needs to have a little cleaning. But I think the guy I got this from, I think he just barely played it. In fact, I know he barely played it because it's just obvious. Got some smudges you need to probably polish out, but man, this thing looks new. And like I said, I dialed it in. I've got it playing really good right now, and it just sounds, you know, tremendous. So You know, this is a lot of bass. Has a nice hard case. It's strong as hell. Yeah, it's kind of hard to put this down. Get those kind of slides in your music, you know. Those kind of slides in your music, whether you're a singer-songwriter or instrumentalist, that's going to add a whole new dimension and foundation to your music. Yeah, it's that sustain that travels. You don't get that. You don't get that kind of a. That's incredible, man. You don't get that from a fretted bass. This is a sweet instrument, man. I'm gonna miss this. Anyway, I hope it goes to a good home, because you can listen to my original music if you want to check out my CDs reviewed at Vintage Guitar Magazine. Just go to vintageguitar.com, put in Steve Zook, STEVEZOOK. My guitar business is a labor of love. I don't make much money at this, but you know, I just love chasing down great guitars, and I can tell the great ones from the not so great ones. And there's a big difference. Every guitar is a little bit different. This one just really resonates. In fact, I'm already thinking of. I'm already thinking of music that could go with this line. Anyway, jazz bass made in Mexico, very high quality. I'm not just saying that. I mean, I'm 67. I've been playing guitar since I was 8. Been playing bass since I was about 15, and I've owned 53 real original vintage Fender basses. I've owned lots of basses, all different brands, high end, low end, everything. I know a great instrument when I play it. This guitar is easily as good as if not better than a lot of the USA ones. They just all vary. But I think a lot of people don't realize how great the made in Mexico instruments are. Dweezil Zappa, Frank Zappa's son has talked about how great they are. But you got to find a good one, and the good ones, are few and far between, no matter what the brand is or what the make or model. But this jazz bass is really a very, very high quality instrument. Okay, guys, and it looks great. Really has a tone. I'm not really too into any trades on this, unless you have maybe an archtop jazz guitar or something, and you can throw in a little cash. All right, guys, take care. Bye bye. But yeah, it looks really close to new. I was almost going to say the frets are in good shape. It doesn't have any. But yeah, man, the woody tone you get from this instrument is just butter. It's like lobster dipped in butter. You put this on one of your recordings, it's going to add a whole new dimension of magic to your recording. This is a hell of an instrument. All right, take care.